G'day, and welcome to another episode with Conversations with the Gentleman. Today, we are lucky enough to have a very special guest who has some actual high school experience in the classroom. We'd like to welcome today Nick Rome.
Thanks for having me. It's always exciting to be in the presence of a true gentleman like yourself.
Tell us more about yourself.
Well, I'm currently a student at Illinois State University, studying to be a high school science teacher. I have a major in geology and a minor in bio and chemistry.
That's very interesting. Now, we're all wondering, how are our kids doing in today's high school classrooms?
In my experience at Bloomington High School, the children have been very well behaved and are usually on task.
In your experience, today's high school teachers are doing a good job of keeping our kids on track?
Well, kids will be kids, and high school kids are bound to be full of plenty of energy, but Mrs. Bach, my cooperating teacher, does a great job of keeping them on track. If the kids get off task like they did this week, she'll just say in a stern voice, "We got to keep on going," and the kids generally respond well to that.
It's good to hear that there are still good high school teachers out there. We really need some of them.
There are plenty of great teachers in every school, you just gotta look for them, but it also depends on the way that the students react to them. So you can't really judge a teacher solely based on the students. You kind of have to base it on the bulk of the work.
Saying that you haven't seen any problems in today's high school classroom.
Well, I actually have run into a little bit of a problem with students not using their resources as well as they could. I have study hall 7th period, which is the period right before they leave for the day, but that also would make you think that, hey, they're here right now, why don't they work on stuff?
Do you do your part and try to engage them and try to see if you can help them instead of them asking you for help?
Well, actually, yes. I always walk around and try to engage the students to see if they need help, but I always get, "No, I'm good," or "I don't have homework," which I know is a lie, so I'll say, "So no homework, all done?" And they'll just say, "Yup."
So, what you're saying is students aren't always using their time efficiently. They're usually lollygagging or talking with their friends?
Actually, this past week I went to the second hour study hall and I was bombarded with questions. That's right, I got 3 whole questions. And I know what you're saying, they're all math, right? Since every question I've dealt with this semester has been math related. No, I got a science question. I actually was able to help someone, so I felt good about myself and like my time was finally being used well.
So what you're saying is students aren't always irresponsible, it just depends on the time of day?
Yeah, you could say that, because the students seem to have the tools to be successful based on the second hour class where the vast majority of them were working, compared to the 7th hour where nobody seemed to want to do anything. It just comes down to a motivation. When students see the end goal in sight, they kind of just tend to slack off, whereas second hour, they're there for the long haul. They might as well make a productive time and do their homework.
Was there anything fun or exciting about your experience?
Yeah, this week in our biology class, we actually got to do some chemistry. Chemistry was my favorite science in high school, so it made me really happy to see that all these kids were doing chemistry.
That's interesting. Why were they doing chemistry in biology class?
Yeah, that's really not that uncommon of a thing, because in my opinion, there's just one discipline called science. It's not really broken up into geology, physics, chemistry, or biology. They all go hand in hand. So when the teacher is doing chemistry in the biology classroom, that's way better for the students because they're getting the more in-depth view of the subject versus just the biology aspect.
Well, now that's some interesting stuff. Thank you, Mr. Roan, for stopping by today. You gave us some valuable insight into the high school students' minds. Now, stay tuned for next episode because we have a family who actually had their baby eaten by a dingo.
Thanks for having me on. It was great to have a conversation with a true gentleman such as yourself, and have me on anytime. I know I can't wait for next week's episode when the family's baby gets eaten by a dingo. See you later!